Well, good morning and welcome back to CityLine. If you saw on the wide shot, I have a wonderful individual with me. And this is somebody who I have in the category of I would want to be on a desert island with because he knows so much about blowing glass. I'm talking about Ben Cobb, who is the Museum of Glass hotshop director. It's so good to see you in person.
Yeah, this is great. Looking forward to it. When we read the invite, I was making sure that I had to double check that it wasn't on Zoom.
No Zoom link.
Yeah.
Okay, and speaking of that, you remembered that we are all about socks here at CityLine.
Yes.
Would you please put your ankle up and show us what you brought us for sock cam? Let's see how we can get this up. Lift it up a little more. There it is. Okay, hold still right there. Okay, now tell us what's on your socks.
Oh, we got a variety of succulents, and there's a what up, sucker?
I love these. I mean, I hope that Chris from last week is watching, even though he's in New York, because this rivals the Golden Girl socks that he had on.
I heard they were pretty spectacular.
They were very spectacular. So this is, speaking of spectacular, this is a monumental year for the Museum of Glass. Well, I think every year is because we're so fortunate to have that in our community. But this is the 20th anniversary, and you've been there for 20 years, Ben.
Yes.
So can you reflect on those past 20 years for us?
Oh man, just as we touched on briefly, it's been a wild ride to be a part of an institution from sort of its inception all the way through the 20-year anniversary, and really watching the downtown core grow, seeing the Thea Foss change and grow, and sort of the revitalization of the waterway, and to be a part of that from the Museum of Glass has been nothing short of incredible. Yeah. And just everything that we do in the museum within our walls and has been awesome to be a part of.
I bet. And boy, I can remember when the Museum of Glass didn't have all those apartments around them, all those beautiful condos.
Yeah.
And that in itself, now you have neighbors and families and friends that spend time in that museum because they're a stone's throw away. I don't think life gets any better than having that kind of museum in your front yard.
Right. It's awesome. It's
absolutely
awesome to see
is.
people sort of populate that space, you know, at all hours of the day. It's great. If
you could pick one highlight, what would it be?
That's a hard one.
I know.
I've been thinking about that for a while. I don't know. There's so many. I guess. Yeah, that's a really tough one. The highlight is maybe the next 20 years.
Right. There we go. Yeah. So I know that you were always thinking about how do we ignite people's curiosity. And I think that you have to be comatose to not walk into the Museum of Glass and not be ignited by what you see. So how do you plan curiosity ignited in a museum where everything is designed to ignite your curiosity?
Sure. Depending on people's path when they first enter the museum, I think they're probably in awe by the building. And,
yes.
And, there's glass in the grand hall, but if you go through our galleries and the innovative shows that we've hosted over the years, you look at the finished work in there, and then, I think you have a sense of wonder of how those things are made and what it takes, and then enter into the hot shop, where you see live glass blowing demonstrations every day, and you're like, oh wow, I see like what it takes to sort of fabricate those pieces, and the level of intensity and focus that goes into it, and and understand exactly how something's made, and then it gets the gears turned, it answers a bunch of questions, and I think after seeing what occurs in the hot shop, that I think that's the hook.
Yeah.
For sure.
I was thinking about that question, and what the hot shop does for me is it reminds me that failure is my biggest teacher. Sure. When I watch someone work so diligently on a beautiful piece of glass, and in a millisecond, just a slight flick of the wrist and it's on the ground and shattered, or something more along that lines happens. And then I watch the artist look down, look at it, and go, okay, let's clean it up and start over again. Yeah. I don't think I'm made that way. I think I'd have to break down and cry the first time.
Sure.
And then hope that I could get over it as I continued to learn. So how does our Museum of Glass impact the community? Because we have a pretty educated community, because after all, we are the Hot Shop, we are Museum of Glass, we have Dale Chihuly and his legacy. So how does that impact our community? What do you give us?
Oh, I think we have a lot of outreach programs. We have a mobile hot shop that was, kind of floats around Tacoma, and from our educational programs that go out into the schools, we have our Hot Shop Heroes program that runs in the evening. Kids Design Glass. We have all these great things that programs that folks can participate in from young to old.
Yeah.
And so I think the education of glass and sort of inspiring folks and teaching them how it's done, and they can do it too.
And the art of communicating with a team is so paramount in this.
It is.
And it doesn't matter what age you are, there are things that you have to be aware of and things you have to say, because let's not forget how we're dealing with molten glass and heat.
Sure.
So there is a little bit of a danger factor there. So as we think about celebrating that 20 years, there is a Glass Art International Conference being held in Tacoma this month. It's being hosted by the Museum of Glass and other downtown venues. Tell us about this conference.
Yeah, this is a great. I think it's a huge opportunity for Tacoma, but also being involved in the material for most of my life. The Glass Art Society is. It's their 50th anniversary this year as well.
Wow. And
so their conference is here in Tacoma. It travels around to different cities, typically nationally and occasionally internationally every year. And it will host glass enthusiasts, makers, educators, collectors to sort of descend on Tacoma for about 3 days, May 18th to the 21st, and hosted at the Museum of Glass. There's events at Tacoma Art Museum, Area 253, Tacoma Glass Blowing Studios, and LeMay Car Museum, among others. So great partnerships in the downtown core to host this conference. And so, yeah, look for somewhere in the neighborhood of 800 to 1,000 people to descend on the downtown core here.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to it. It's been a lot of work. It's been I would say, years in the making. Thank you, COVID.
Yeah. And this is the Community Festival on May 22nd we're talking about.
And now, so May 22nd is
which is right around the corner.
Tag. So the Sunday following the Glass Art Society conference, again, the downtown core is opening up to host close to 150 vendors, I believe, or over 150 vendors have signed up for this. We'll have music, food trucks, beer garden down at the Museum of Glass. It's free and open to the public. We'll have glass blowing demonstrations inside. We'll have our mobile shop outside. We'll have flame working demonstrations. So all day, Sunday, May 22nd, 10 to 5, come down and check it out. So a chance for the community to see what it's all about and, maybe support some local artists.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, that is a dream come true, to be able to look at artists and the work and then be able to purchase it right there. Yeah. What does it mean to you, Ben, to have Tacoma hosting this international conference? Because there's some big names attached to it.
Oh, sure. I think Tacoma, again, is sort of, being the birthplace of Dale and who really put glass on the map. And I think that many of us in the field wouldn't be here without him. And I think that Tacoma's always had the sort of the redheaded stepchild of Seattle, if you will, in the Pacific Northwest. But really, this is, glass is a part of Tacoma's soul. And so I think it's a huge nod to Tacoma and to us.
Yes.
Here in town that the conference is here.
Absolutely. So in this last, let's say, minute here, we want to tell our friends it's free and open to the public.
Yes, for the Together in Art and Glass on Sunday.
That's right.
Yes.
And then who do we need to thank? Who touched this program? Because there's got to be just a ton of people.
Yeah, maybe too many to list. And so, really, I would say the downtown core covers so much of it. The folks that put in a lot of the hard work in planning this conference. So It's been nothing short of just hard work, nothing short of incredible to pull this off, and especially in this time when there's so much uncertainty about travel and people coming. So
Yes.
from the hotels, I can try to go through the whole thing.
Nope. I mean, I from an event point of view, I can just see. I mean, you know, it's not just having the people show up that day. It's where are they going to stay? Where are they going to eat? How are they going to get to the facility? How do they get back from the airport? All of those things that have nothing to do with blowing glass, but they have to be attended to.
Yeah.
So when you say the details are huge, I can just imagine.
Yeah, and so many of the institutions that are a part of the conference, and from hosting the events to just planning logistics.
Yes.
It's great.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Ben, you got another 20 years in you?
Oh, we'll see. I mean, why not?
Why not? Exactly. Ben, thank you for being so solid and such a core member of our glass team here in Tacoma, and being a consistent face and knowing what it takes for people to fall in love with glass, because when they do, they never walk away. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Relay for Life will be in the house when we play some musical chairs. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.